Hello everyone, hope you are doing well. Today we are going to build another Python project which is called generating random password. Okay, in this program we used a random class. I used for loops to create this program. Okay, so let me first run the program and see how the program is working. So it is asking me how many letters would you like in your password. I say 3, how many symbols, 2, and how many numbers, 3. As you can see, this password is generated. This is, as you can see, a strong password. So let's code this program from scratch and see. Okay. As I said, we use a random class, so I import this class. So we use some list which holds letters, symbols, and numbers. I have already created this list, and for the sake of the time I will copy and paste them because it takes lots of time if I can write one by one. Okay. Then I will use print statement to give some information about my program. Welcome to the password generating program. Okay. Then I will ask a user to specify how many letters, numbers, and symbols he or she wants to use in her password. So I use input statement, input method, how many letters would you like to use in your password. So I store this input when the user enter an input. This should be stored in a variable called number of letters. Okay. Since this will be stored as a string, so I have to convert this into integer. I use int method which converts the string into integer. This is really useful method. So I take input for the letters. Okay. Then I will use another 2 inputs for the symbols and for the numbers. So I copy this because it will be the same, and I will only change the names, number of numbers, how many numbers would you like to use in your password. Then it will go to scanline, how many symbols, oops. Okay, let me run my program. How many letters would you like to use in your password? 3. How many numbers? 2. And how many symbols? 2. Okay, perfect. It is working perfectly. Right now, in second step, we have to use loop, for loops, to iterate over letters, to iterate over numbers and symbols, to choose them randomly to create password. Okay, we use for loop. So for each of them I use for loop separately, for the numbers, for the letters, and for the symbols. Okay, right now I use for letter in range of, because you are using range because the user is trying to input something, so it is numbers, maybe 5, 3, so we are using for this case range. For letter in range, which is user is inputting, maybe 3, 4 or 5, so it depends number of letters. Okay, so it should be iterating over the list. This letter should be chosen randomly or selected randomly. So how you're choosing randomly? So by a random class, random point. So we have many methods. We have rand_int, which is used for the number, and we have rand_choice, which is used for the letters. Right? After the user specify the number of letters, you have to choose randomly those letters, sorry. So then I store this into a variable which is called random letter. Okay, then let's print and see what's going to happen to our program. It is working or not. Random letters. Okay, perfect. So let me run my programs. How many letters would you like? For 3, 2. As you can see, these 3 numbers, okay, these 3 numbers are choosing from the list of letters. That's because we specified 4 and it choose 3. That's because it does not if you choose 4, so it doesn't cover 4, okay, it only chooses between 1 and 4, which is 3. So if you want to select 4 letters, so you have to write +1. So in this case, see, it will definitely choose 4 letters. Now, as you can see, it chose 4 letters, okay? So we have to specify an empty list to store our password, okay? Perfect. Okay, after these numbers are selected randomly, I have to store this into a password list. How? Password list dot by a method which is called append, okay? Append these random letters, okay? So this is really simple. We are done for the part letters, so we are using for loop for the numbers ensemble as well. Okay, so I am copying this and put it here. So right now we are looking for the number, random number, so I choose change letter to number. A number of numbers, not letters. Numbers, this number. Number of number, yes, this number. Then it should choose from numbers, okay. we have to store it into random number, then we append it to an empty list, random number, right? So we are done with letters and numbers. Right now it is time for the symbol. We also create a for loops for the symbol as well. For symbol in range 1, number of symbols here, which is taken from user, number, where is that, number symbols, right, number dash symbols plus 1. So random dot choice, you should choose randomly from this list, symbols, okay. I store this into a number called random symbol, right? And then after the symbols are selected randomly, I have to append or add into my password list, okay? Password list by a method which is called append. What should I append? I append this random symbol. Okay, perfect. So let's print our password list and see how our password is looking like. Let me run the program. Okay, as you can see, these are the numbers, letters and symbols which have been selected randomly by our program, okay? So in order to make them more complex, so we have to use another method which is called shuffle, okay? This shuffle method, this makes or complex our password, or in other words, it makes our password more stronger. So shuffle password list, then print password list and see. Right now it is in order. For example, character is symbol is after symbols, number is after numbers, and character is after character. After this method, it will mix them and make a stronger password. Let's see. See? Now it makes the password, okay, more stronger. So in the final step, we have to reproduce our password from the list, okay, by making for loops again. I again make a password, an empty string, then I will make a password for car in password list, password list. So I have to use this list to make our password, which is, this is our list. I have to make a strong password. Okay. Password equal to, after I iterate to list, I have to add this letters or character to the password, which is empty string. Okay, you can do it like this: password plus car, or you can simply do it like this. This is the same. Now our password should be created, and let's see. Your new password is, you are using f string to use password, right? Okay, let's see if our program is working or not. How many letters? 3. How many numbers? 2. And how many symbols? 2. Perfect. As you can see, your new password is, this is my new password. So as you can see, we created really strong password. Okay, in this lesson I used a random class. I used, for example, for loops to iterate over this list for creating my password. So thank you for watching. If you like the video, please subscribe to my channel.